For years, Kroger and Dare to Care have worked side by side, help fighting hunger in our communities. We are now joined by Alexis Richardson with Dare to Care, and of course we got Jessica Sharp with us today. We have moved over to the produce section, which is a very popular location in Kroger. I mean, it's the first thing you see when you walk in because I think it just matters so much. So tell us a little bit about the history between Kroger and Dare to Care.
Yeah, so Dare to Care and Kroger have been partners for a really long time. You mentioned produce. We actually get a lot of produce from Kroger, and that produce goes out to our pantries. So we have over 400 community partners who receive produce like what you would see here in your local Kroger. And it's really interesting to hear the feedback that we get from our neighbors. They're so excited because often they'll get produce that they never thought about purchasing on their own. And so they have an opportunity to try healthy foods, and that's because of our partnership with Kroger.
We have done several stories with Dare to Care. We've been out to your distribution center, and it truly is like a Kroger. I mean, I was kind of shocked to see how much fresh produce you have, because when you hear a lot about food banks, it's a lot of that prepackaged food, but you really focus on delivering fresh, healthy food to all those families, right?
Yeah, we do. So 40% of the food that we put out is actually fresh produce. A significant portion of that does come from Kroger, one of our largest partners that we have. And it really is just us focusing on healthy foods. We know that food is medicine. We know that the food that you put into your body helps nourish your body. And we really want people to live a nourishing life, a life where they can really thrive. And so kids can focus better when they have access to healthy foods. They can focus in school. Parents can be more active. They can show up for work in a better way if they have healthy foods to nourish and fuel their bodies.
So true. I mean, even myself, if I don't have a healthy meal, or if I skip a meal, I feel it. And so a lot of families, sometimes they can't put 3 meals on the table, and that's why Dare to Care is stepping in. So what does it mean to you as representing Kroger of this area to help so many people?
Oh, it's incredible. It really goes into what we call our purpose, which is to feed the human spirit, right? So we do that not only through food at the shelf, but also the food that we're able to save and give to our food rescue partners. It's something that really fuels our associates, because you don't get into the grocery business just not liking food or not liking people, right? You get into it because you love those two things, and that really blends together this partnership in such a beautiful way.
And we kind of mentioned it in the first segment, but now is really a critical time, especially for kids, because a lot of times if they're in school, they get breakfast and lunch, and now they might be, again, skipping those meals. So why was this just a critical time to, again, really utilize this partnership and call everyone out in the community to help out?
Yeah, well, right now we're actually seeing record levels of food insecurity. 1 in 5 children are experiencing food insecurity across Kentuckiana. And so just to be able to provide food during a critical time like right now, so many people are struggling with inflation right now. And then, like you said, school is out right now. And so we provide 3 meals to after-school programs so that kids have access to the foods that they need during a time where they're not getting it from school. So it really is perfect timing and perfect partnership. I think that, the two organizations are really both focused on healthy living, and so that means a lot to us.
It really does. And this is called Together for Tomorrow. So what does that mean to you?
It means that, we're in it for the long haul. We want to help to solve for that 1 in 5 in hunger. We want to help solve for the future, and being able to put these dollars to something that will continue to grow and continue to help alleviate some of those issues that we see in the community.
So important. What does it mean to you?
Yeah, I mean, I think it just reminds me of we've been doing neighbor testimonials right now. And so I just think of some of the stories that I've heard, and so many people who have shared, they come to the grocery store and they have their phone out and they're calculating how much they can spend. And, we had a lady who said, I've never been able to fill my fridge. And so I just want people to know that the donation that they make today, and through August, it really helps families. It helps supplement the food that they have, because so many families are calculating, how do I make this stretch? How do I make it work through the week? And it's stressful for families. So just know that you're not only providing a nourishing meal, but you're also relieving a little bit of stress that a mom might feel, and how does she feed her kid?
And every cent counts. You know, even if it's just rounding to the next dollar or dropping in an extra $5, it can help so many families in the area. So what is so special about this partnership is that Kroger is going to match dollar for dollar up to $50,000, which is absolutely incredible, but we need your help as well. It's not just this Kroger location, all the locations across Louisville and Southern Indiana are partaking on this. So if you're interested in learning more, you can head over to Kroger.com or Dare to Care's website to learn more.